Hey there, Sarah Lena here. And this week I wanted to talk about something that I am not always good at, taking things in stride and letting them go. So I wanted to tell you a funny story that I always remember whenever I need to just take things in stride and let them go. And you'll hear me say this around the office a lot as well. Sometimes I'll be like, we just need to let it go. Like the time I got all of the kids drunk at my wedding. Talk about an icebreaker. So I've been married. I don't do math. It's a long time. So it feels like longer. Love you, honey. Anyway, so for our wedding, I was marrying into a very Southern Baptist conservative family, none of whom drink. And I was also marrying into the role of a stepmother. I was becoming a stepmother to a 6-year-old boy. So for the wedding, we decided that we would have, I should probably preface all of this with, I am Italian, so my family wanted the whole shebang. Seated, four-course meal, plated to the nines. We wanted it all, right? So there was some happy compromises that happened in there, but one of them was that we would have tea and water at the table. Southern, tea is our table wine. But we would also have white and red available from the waiters that would circle through the room. And then what we also decided we would do would we would have a margarita bowl available and kept full nonstop because the one thing my husband really does like to drink is margaritas. And then we would have a fruit punch available for the non-drinking contingent and the children because we also had quite a few children at the wedding. Southern wedding, you know how that goes. So it was a great wedding. It was not. The caterer was actually terrible. The caterer, surprising, is not in business anymore. But at the time, we explained the venue that it was just a catering kitchen. It was not a full on kitchen, it was with warming ovens. And she said that she had catered there before and that she was fine with that. But however, when we got there, she just lost her mind. She only brought one person to help her for the whole room. And I'm talking staff in the kitchen as well as waiting tables. One person for 250 guests. And the food was 3 hours late getting to the table. It was an evening wedding, so this was dinner that we were talking about. So people waiting for the food, of course, were just drinking whatever they could get their hands on. The margarita bowl stayed fairly empty because people would go and drink it, but half of the guests there don't drink, so they were keeping the fruit punch, um, emptied as well. Um, about 2.5 hours into the reception of no food, we had raided the wedding cake because we had no food and people were going into sugar comas, so we had to get something in their bloodstream. So, other than tea and wine and fruit punch. And so we raided the wedding cake and we noticed that people were starting to, maybe they had moved past the point of being uncomfortable from hunger. And so then we noticed that the kids were starting to get tired. And it's about 8 or 9 o'clock. We've been there for a couple hours. It's understandable. So I have all of these pictures in my wedding album of me walking up to the little children who have passed out on the dance floor or asleep in a corner and me kind of tucking them in with their jackets or, with my wedding dress. And oh, what a funny, they're the party poopers, that kind of funny thing. So we get the itemized bill later, I would say probably 2 months after the wedding. And we started looking through it. And first of all, the gall for the caterer to send me an itemized bill after the disaster that was my wedding got me riled. And the second thing was that there were several charges in there that I just didn't agree with. So I asked if I could meet her, and she did not want to meet me. Surprise. And so I went anyway with a lawyer in tow. And so we're sitting there, and I said, and you've charged me for all of these things. You've charged me for this wine, and it didn't get drunk. We counted the bottles. We had the corks to pay for at the end of the night. And she said, yes, but I still had to purchase them for the wedding. And I said, okay, well, then that's our wine. We should have it. And she said, no, it's right over there. And she was selling it in a restaurant. So already I'm really agitated because it's one thing to steal from me, but it's another thing to talk to me like I'm stupid. And then I said, well, and then you've charged me for a rum punch and we didn't get a rum punch. And she said, yes, you did. And I said, no, we had a margarita bowl and a fruit punch. And she said, yes, the fruit was in the rum punch. And then we realized that all of the children that I had taken pictures with as they fell asleep on the dance floor and in the corner did not fall asleep. They passed out drunk. So just let it go. Like the time I got kids drunk at my wedding. Accidentally. I hope you have a great week. I'll talk to you later.